What's good, fam? We back, baby. We back, but we ain't going nowhere back. We in the van, but I'm at the house because I can't record in the house right now. My house look like a madhouse, not because it's dirty or something. It's just everybody in there grinding. They getting it. They making content, starting brands. I see we got lights everywhere. I'm like, man, I gotta go outside because I gotta holler at the fam because I've been seeing these comments and it's like, BG, is it worth it? Should I start it or should I jump in this game? And some people are just on the fence. So I was like, let me go out here and holler at the fam to let them know that question that everybody keep asking themselves when they see these videos pop up. Should I start a cargo van business? And my answer to that, you know what, I'm gonna hold off on my answer to that. Let's break down a couple things first to give you an idea, because I don't want, we transparent. I want to give you the options. So y'all know the first year, which we'll put up somewhere right here. First year, made that video showing that, hey, we did 35,000. We grossed. Everything is gross. We grossed 35,000. Yes, that was nice. And then last year, did a little over 72,000. Now, this ain't the video where I'm finna break down last year's 72,000. That's a whole nother video. We got to stick with this one right here because we want to answer some questions for some fam. Should they start a cargo van business? So, it's good that we doubled our profits from year one to year two, from 35,000 to 72,000, a little over 72,000, a little over 35,000. But that's not the point I want you to understand about should you build a business or should you start a cargo van business. Because one of the things that we all do, we see numbers and we just jump into something, and then when we get into it, it's like it's not for us. Now, don't get it twisted. I think the cargo van transportation period is pretty lucrative. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. We just want a piece, just a piece, and I know you want your piece. And so, in order for you to get your piece, talk to me. Listen, put your thinking caps on, because BG finna chop it up with you real quick. So when it comes down to any business, matter of fact, let's start here. I'm gonna give you a little bit of my background. So in part of the military and all that, I became certified. I was a certified instructional system design, ISD instructor. I was certified and all that. So instructional system design is basically you go and find root causes, build things, change stuff in the organization, all that stuff. And so it has different models that you use when you're building something. For the purposes of this video, we're gonna use the ADDIE model, which is where you basically, ADDIE is an acronym for you analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. That's what you have to think about with any business, not just cargo van business. So yes, we had the $35,000, a little over 35,000 when we grossed the first year. But that was part of that ADDIE model when we were doing the design and develop. And then you see when we had the little over 72,000, that's when we started implementing and then evaluating. Don't worry, stick with me. I'm gonna bring it back to you. So when you're thinking about not just cargo van business, any business, you have to use the ADDIE model. Now I'll break it down to you for your purposes, because I want you to use the model. And I know some of you, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go just Google ADDIE model and it'll make sense. After this, I'll show you what it looked like. We'll put it up over here somewhere and leave it up there for a little bit so you can see what it looked like. So in the first part of that, again, stick with me, because this is how you need to understand if you want to start not just a cargo van business, any business. The first part of that analyze, that's when you have to identify the needs, what is it going to take to do this business, like all that type of stuff. That's what you do with anything. So right now, you're probably wondering, should you start this business? So you're in the analyze phase. Like, you need to assess your needs. What does your family need? Your bills. Like, that's why we covered the not just the CPM for a van, we did the COL, because you need to understand your cost of living, because that's the analysis phase. You're analyzing your stuff. What does your family need? What is your generational wealth, that legacy you want to leave behind? What is that? Now, granted, I'm talking about a cargo van, but this literally applies to all business. And you're analyzing that stuff. And once you come down, now you need to do the design phase. Like, yes, I need to do something. I need a change. I need to do something different in my life. So now you're in the design phase. That's normally when you, like, in my purpose, research. But that's when you look at, this is what I need to do to fix something or fix my life. And now I need to design something. Like, what is it? I need the information, like, not this, because we ain't got to the develop part of it. It's the design phase where you're basically, what's the best way to say it? Because I'm flipping it from organizational over to personal and business. So you're in the design phase. That's when you start gathering the information you need. That's why I say research. What do you need to do this? What would it take to start a cargo van business? What would it take to start this type of business? Oh, in the cargo van, I would need a van. I would need insurance. Like, what are these things that I would need to make this happen? That's the design part. And then the develop part. Now that you know your needs, you analyze, you design this, all the stuff that you need, whether it be the cargo van or in any business. I need a building if I want to be a cook or a chef or start a clothing brand, whatever that is. Now you're in the development phase. The development phase, for the lack of, because we hear people all the time, the fan be like, I don't want to. You hear people all the time, nah, the scammers, the courses, that we hear all that. That's the development phase. When you see people selling courses and books and all that, that's when you assess what people need and you're in the development side of it. For as the cargo van, the development side, and when I break it all down, it's gonna blow your mind. Development side is when you start coming up with your strategies. How are you gonna move around? Because you just can't be out here driving all willy-nilly, regardless of what you got inside of you, knowing that I can drive for hours, I can drive for days. Development side is where you start developing a strategy. Where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? How do I do it? And that's when you come up with your rates. That's where we talked about rate cons and different, how much should you charge for different services. That's all in the development side. When you change an organization or a business, that's when you start the courses and start testing out what the people need and what is going to help the organization get better. I keep flipping back and forth because I want you to see the difference between cargo van and business, because they're both business, but like, those of you that ever worked a 9 to 5, this is how you, like when they be like, it's time for a safety course. Or we need to have a meeting about this. That's the development part of things. Matter of fact, I should probably tell you both sides so you can see the 9 to 5 and the other side. I'm gonna do, matter of fact, I am gonna do that. And then you got the implementation side. That's when you start implementing what you learned from the courses or the stuff that you developed. That's when you start implementing it and you see how it works, you're watching it, and then at the last step of the ADDIE, you evaluate. Did it work? Does it not work? What do we need to tweak? Now granted, you evaluate throughout the whole process, and I know you probably like, BG, what are you talking about? I just want to know, should I start a cargo van business? This is a part of business. You got to understand the whole model, because I'm sorry, it ain't in me. I know some people gonna click past the video, stop it here, and don't want to keep going. Those that stick around gonna know what I'm talking about. But for the simple fact, I don't want you just running out there thinking I'm finna go make all this money, and then it don't work out, and you wondering why it don't work, and then y'all looking at BG like, well, how you running around? Because I'm using different models, I'm implementing stuff. Only difference is I'm trying to share it with you because I want you to win. So I just told you, analyze, design, develop, implement, evaluate. So I'm first gonna break it down into 9 to 5 form, because I want everybody to understand what was happening to them when they were working their careers, and how you take what your information you learned in your career and your 9 to 5 career, and you implement it with starting a business. Yes, I'm gonna tell you about cargo van, but you gotta understand business, because it's a business. It goes together. So you were working a job, 9 to 5, whatever it was. I don't care if it was corporate. I don't care if you worked in a warehouse. I don't care if you worked in McDonald's. It all went across the same thing. There was a me sitting somewhere that saw an issue, or somebody brought them an issue, and I had to sit there, instructional system design, and design something to get the organization either back on track or profitable. And so I had to analyze. Somebody up there, when you was going to work, somebody was like, what are the needs of the organization? What do we have to do to fix such and such problem, or what is the problem, the root cause of the problem? That's a whole different model. But anyway, and then once I narrow it down, go around, talk to people, to see what they got going on, see what the issues are, what the holdup is, why is production slow. Once I analyze all that, then I need to start designing something. Then I need to design, whether it be like, all right, I need to put this task over here, we got this task over here, we're mixing stuff up, it's not running smoothly because of this, this, and this. That's a whole nother model as well. That's called lean daily management. That's when you're pulling stuff out and smoothing out the processes. That's in the design phase. Whole nother model. Don't worry, we'll talk about that throughout the year. And then you got the development. That's when I would go around and build the courses. I would build the PDFs. I would make the emails. I would, you know, you go on the bulletin board at your work and you see all those things up, safety things, and then wear your PPE, all those little thumbtacks and bulletin boards. Somebody like me was developing it. When you had to sit down and watch them courses on safety or watch them death by PowerPoint PDF slides that you click through, somebody like me was making it, because we had to develop it because we realized what the issue was. We had to design something that would fix the issue or help remedy the issue or make whatever we doing go better, and it develop it and it gives it out to you while you're at work. Most people don't come on to the ADDIE cycle in a 9-to-5 job or a career job until around the development phase. That's when you're getting the courses and PDFs. And then they side you into the implementation phase. That's when they roll it out and you got this, and that's when you go to certain places where you see like, we haven't had a mishap in this many days, and or we're giving out bonuses because you guys did great in production. All of that is the implementation phase. And while it's implementing, somebody like me is sitting back evaluating every step of the process. And once we go so far into the implementation phase, we evaluate it, everything went smooth and great, then we're gonna redo it and keep adjusting it as we go, as we reach success. That's what I'm trying to get you to think about when I say, do you want to start a cargo van business or any business, but it's cargo van business. Take that same model. Only difference is now you're finna have to start at the analysis phase. And that's what we've been doing. And I'm finna use myself, because I've told you I'm your test dummy, baby. I'm your test dummy. That analysis phase. That year one when we made the 35,000 and you were like, BG, how you did that in 77 days? You didn't work that much. You didn't go that much. Because it's a process in building a business. And remember I told you in the video, all the different hats, the driver, the dispatcher, the record keeper, like all the different stuff. Well, obviously I had to be my own instructional system design person. That's why when you be like, BG, you sitting at the house, and I'm like, I gotta work behind the scenes. Like, I'm looking and analyzing stuff too. So I assess the needs of my family. I'm finna talk it through. My kids, my family, I wanted to leave something to the people behind me, the legacy, whether it be a van, whether it be these videos teaching them how to build a business, whatever it may be. I analyzed a need because I watched my wife build an amazing daycare, and when it all came and said, and we were talking, we didn't document none of the process. So all that analysis phase that we did is out the window. So now we're doing it again. That was year one. And analyzed, seen what it was, found out what I needed. That's when I switched over into the design phase. I was like, okay, I need a van. I need to be able to run this and that. I need this type of insurance. I was doing research like you on YouTube University, and asking questions, but I wasn't able to find the videos that I needed to answer those questions. So then I had to develop a plan. That plan, that 35,000 that first year, that plan was I had to go out there and do my own market analysis. I had to go on, because I didn't have a strategy. I didn't have a strategy of how to implement anything, so I had to develop it myself. That's why you saw your boy running all over the place. California, Arizona, just running all willy-nilly, because I had to find out what needed to be done. That was development phase. Once I found out during that development phase, which all I needed to do, now I had to implement it. That's when you started learning about the perpendicular lines. Like if you go past over here to the West Coast, be ready to hang out over there versus the East Coast. Remember that the video about meet me in the circle? That perpendicular line? That was during the implementation phase. I was implemented. That started in year two. We started implementing the stuff we learned in year one during the design and development phase. Remember, you're evaluating throughout this whole thing. And so we implemented it all throughout year two. That's when we started, and we were evaluating. That's when we learned about the circle. We know about the triangle in Texas. We started talking about different triangles in different areas where you stay at. All of this is to help you understand how we got to the 72,000. And then it's like, BG, but you said we was gonna get 100,000. No, remember I told you in another video, day one fams, you get it. If you're new here, fam, you got to go back. I'm just trying to catch you up because we're moving on this shit. So when I was telling you about I make plans so big, God has to intervene to make it happen, the 100,000 is definitely doable. But again, when you're wearing the hats of having to do the instructional system design, and then we talked about balance, work-life balance, because I want you to spend time with your family, I had to work all that and juggle all that at the same time. So I knew I already knew it, but I was like, hey, if he hit it, God, we hit it, but we had this going on. And so during that whole implementation phase, I wouldn't just implement. You're not just implementing starting a cargo van business. You need to implement being the financial advisor. You need to be, because you got to balance your own books. You need to implement that family life balance. You need to implement your health. Are you going to take time to relax and all these things that you did in the design and development phase, you're doing in the implementation phase. And so once we did that and we learned about the circle, we learned about not going certain parts of Florida, we learned about certain parts we weren't going to. Don't worry, you'll get the breakdown. We do the number breakdown. But that's how you decide if you want to join and get in this business, because you're doing the implementation phase. And then we did the evaluate phase. Remember the end of the year when I was like, this is the time. We talked about it on lives and all that, when you're supposed to sit down and look at your numbers, and that was the evaluation so that we can get into the next year. You're evaluating everything that happened in year 1, year 2, and now you're getting ready, as we are, in year 3. We know we're going to evaluate, and all it is the circle. It's a life circle. It keeps going. It never stops. And I know you like, BG, all this ADDIE model stuff, all this don't answer the question of, should I start a cargo van business? If everything I just said, and this is that hard part, that hard conversation that nobody wants to have with themselves. I had it with myself multiple times. I've had it with other people that we've done one-on-ones, other people that I mentored, other people, because my background is development. This doesn't just apply to business. So we've had these conversations. This is that hard conversation you have to have with yourself. If everything I just was talking about made you either click past or you didn't even get to this part of the video and you like questioning yourself, I can tell you right now, that hard conversation, you might not need to even think about a cargo van business. To be honest, you probably ain't ready to start no business. That's hey, don't be mad at me. It's nothing wrong with that. I told y'all in multiple videos, there's nothing wrong with having a corporate job. There's nothing wrong with working 9 to 5. Everybody can't work a 9 to 5. Everybody can't be a business owner, and everybody definitely should not be a sit at the couch on the couch and do nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just certain things aren't for certain people, like this cargo van. Said in other videos, if you're not a driver, it's not for you. If you're not ready for your shift to be changing back and forth from day to night, it's not for you. If your only goal is money and it's not no building nothing for your family legacy, don't get me wrong, you can have a cargo van and do gig apps. You can start it where you get your own direct contracts. You can do anything you want. But if the whole goal is only the money part and it's not to build something for yourself, because remember, it's your job. If it's not something that you're looking at, it's going to be even if you're self-employed, you have to put something into it. You have to balance your books. You have to know your numbers. And if you're not ready to do all that stuff, then I don't care which way, because cargo van or any transportation can go anyway. You can do spot market, which is what I do, which is the load boards. You can do gig apps. You can get your own clients and do direct shipper. You can start a furniture moving business. You can do haul away trash services. It doesn't matter what you want to do with this starting a cargo van business or any business. If you aren't willing to do that type of work, then it might not be for you. And when I say if you're not even willing to do the first 2 steps, realizing what you need in life, what your family needs in life, where you're trying to go in life, first step. And the second step, if you're not even willing to do the research, I'm telling you right now, we're going into year 3 and we finna break down business a whole nother level. We talked about cargo van. We got all the information about the spot market, and we got all the CPM, COL. We got that out the way in year 1 and 2. But believe it or not, I've said it many a times, you might be in this cargo van, you might be starting any business, but at the end of the day, you are the business. You are the brand. That's where we're going in year 3. Yeah, we're going to run around and do our cargo van thing. Your boy BG going to get them loads. But as far as me and you talking, because I've shown you numbers for 2 years. We've done transparency for 2 years. Now it's time for us to level this thing up. It's levels to this thing, and it's time to go to the next level. So if you want a cargo van, yeah, you can do it. If you want to start any business, yeah, you can do it. But if you can't get past them first 2, the analysis and the design, which is the research, and it took me a while to realize, because some people was asking me questions, and I was like, I'm trying to research it myself. I know business, I know development, but I'm trying to research the cargo van myself. Then it dawned on me. I, over time, became the research for myself. And now you here. So, go back and watch the older videos. Catch up with the rest of the fam. It's going to be beneficial, because when we start talking about, because now, the ADDIE model, we're circling back around again. we're not just looking at cargo stuff. We're looking at building. Because year 3, we did year 1, 35. We did year 2, over 72,000. Now we're going into year 3. And it's time to blow the top off this thing. And the only way you can do it, if you're ready to do the ADDIE model. If you're ready to put the work in. It doesn't matter what I tell you about if you should start a cargo van business. It don't matter what type of course you could sell, buy, no matter mentorship. It don't matter if we do none of that. If you're not ready to put this work in, it ain't gonna be for you. And I know it's a hard truth, hard pill to swallow. But I'll be lying to you and doing you a disservice, and that ain't who I am. If I just said, come on over here, give me your money, and I'll just let you do whatever you want to, and I don't care if you fail or succeed. That's not who I am, fam. Never have been. So yeah, stick around this long. That means you want to ready to rock with your boy. So go ahead and get ready, cause and don't get me wrong, I want to make this very clear. This is like a disclaimer. I'm not the only one out here getting it. There's people out here getting it. There's all type of content creators that's teaching and showing the same thing. I'm not mad at nobody. I want everybody to win, and they getting it too. All I'm saying is, for the person like you that's watching this right now, who hadn't decided to put in that work to go research and look at all the video, the content they want, it ain't got to be cargo van. You can say bakery. Start doing YouTube and Googling bakery. If you want to do house cleaning, start looking in YouTube and downloading and putting in that work to do the ADDIE model. I gave you the ADDIE model. Start researching it. I'm pretty sure you can Google it and it'll tell you, break down what I just told you in layman's terms. Don't worry, if you hang out over here with your boy as we go through the year, I'm going to break it down through the lives and the videos. I'm going to break it down so that you can keep up with us step by step. Again, that requires you to go back and watch them older videos, at least from cargo van load number 1, at least, so you can catch up and know what we're talking about, because we can't keep referencing year 1 and 2 as we move to year 3. There's a reason why, if you're driving down the street, there's a reason the windshield is so much bigger than the rearview mirror. Rearview mirror is small for a reason, and the windshield is much bigger, because you're supposed to be looking forward more than you're looking back. But that's the here that I know I drive with my rearview mirror too, because I live in Texas. But you get what I'm saying. We're going forward, so I can't keep going back. It's all there. I promise you. It's gonna be in the description, the general comments. I mean, general questions, the Q&As we've done. It's all there. But I want you to win. I want you to succeed. No matter if it's a cargo van business or any business. Yes, it was nice. We did the research. We done the runaround. We broke everything down. We know the strategies. We implement the strategies. Even ask the day one fams that's been here. Ask them. They're implementing the same strategies. And people over here, and this fam over here, they bringing in $4,000 weeks. They bringing in $1,800 and $2,000 days. Like, they getting it. Some of them got me over here blushing because they getting it more than me. Which I already knew that. That ain't how my purpose is set up. The purpose God had for me about helping others, because that's all I'm here for. I knew my purpose from day one. And my purpose, yeah, it's gonna be, because it's not the money thing for me. Me and my family straight. The purpose for me, I already know it's gonna be people out there that make way more money than I do. I'm not worried about that. That's not how I'm designed. ADDIE. That's not how I'm designed. I know this. And so, yes, I love hearing the fam over here eat. I love watching people that ain't in the fam eat. It don't matter if you stick around over here, go somewhere else. I just want you to win. And when you talk about if you should start a cargo van business, if you go through all the stuff that I just said with the ADDIE model, break yourself down, look at yourself, really do accountability for yourself, and everything I say still makes sense, and you ready to do your research, you ready to start listening and watching other content creators as well as rocking with us over here, because over here we help everybody, even the rest of the fam, we help everybody. If you're ready to do that, then yeah, you can turn a $35,000 year into a $72,000 year, and a $72,000 year in a I told you I make plans so big, God gotta intervene. But this year is about not just building a cargo van, it's about showing you how to brand yourself, build yourself, because by the end of it, you're gonna be looking back like, man, I watched the video about BG saying, do I want to start a cargo van business, and I watched so much of his content and rocked with that whole fam over there, that I not only start a cargo van start a cargo van business, I became a business. Not only did I became a business, I became a brand. Y'all probably like, what you talking about? This your first video. You got to go back. Day one fams, just let me know in the day one fams. Leave something in the comments. Make me think I'm not going crazy, because I know it's gonna be some new fam that's gonna be watching this video like, who is this dude? What are you talking about? I just saw your video pop up. Day one fams. Tell them this is who I am. Let them know in the comments what you got going on, or what you got from us working together and building what we building over here. Let them know. For me, I'm not gonna keep pressing you. I ain't gonna, because again, I can talk all day. That ain't gonna change the fact of should you start a cargo van business. It ain't up to me. That's up to you to decide. I can just give you the numbers. I can just give you the information, just like anybody else. What you do with it is whether or not you should start it. Whether it's a cargo van business, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a house cleaning business. Like I said, it doesn't matter what you want to start. It don't matter what I say. It don't matter how long I make this video. At the end of the day, it's all still going to come down to you. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you following your plan? Or are you following God's plan? Yeah, we over here, we rock with God. Which plan are you following? Because it don't matter what I say, what I do. I can tell you the $35,000 a year. I can tell you the $72,000 a year. I can tell you the numbers of stuff, because we ain't even got that. That's why I say we're going to build a brand. I ain't even told you the numbers that we do offside of YouTube and all that. That all still lines up under, should I start a cargo van business? Because best believe there's certain people in this fam over here, they already started their stuff that's on the outside of the van that still lines up with the van, that's becoming, making them a brand, because you are the brand. So it ain't about should you start a cargo van business. It's the question should have been on the title and thumbnail. Are you ready to become the brand of a business? I'm just gonna leave that right there. When you're ready to become a brand, you'll know. As far as us, we finna keep rocking. I ain't finna hold y'all up this video already long enough. And I went on long enough. We already did 35 in 1 year. We did 72 in year 2. What year 3 gonna be? But I do know by the time I end of year 3, we all gonna be at a different level of success. That's way, way better than what it was last year. Why? Because we following God's plan. But I ain't gonna hold you up. Y'all go ahead. Go do your research. Go look at your ADDIE model. Go break it down. Go Google it. See if this is what you want to do. Your boy BG is content. We'll talk about that in another video. See, I was about to go down a whole nother rabbit hole, because if you ain't learned me by now, I will scroll in a minute. But that's enough, fam. That's enough. I will be doing this all day. But now I'm about to get on up out of here. I just wanted to put something on your brain, something for you to think about. If you want to start a cargo van business, it takes some work. It takes some type of planning, strategy, understanding what you need, stuff that you need to implement. All this stuff is part of business. It ain't just about you in a van. It ain't just about you on a grill. It ain't just about you cleaning a car or a house, whatever that business ain't be. It ain't about you just drawing on websites for marketing and design. It ain't none of just that. It's a whole business model. And in order to become the business, you got to first model it through yourself. That's why I've always been your test dummy. Let me go, fam. Make your decision. Holler at me in the comments. I got your back. I want you to win. I want you to succeed. Whatever you need, if I can help, within reason, because I ain't gonna lie. That's the other part about building a brand. You got to put in some work. You can't get hand carried the whole way, because then you just somebody building the brand for you. I'm going to help you. We going to help you over here in this fam. We got you. So come on over here, because we about to get business. But you might want to go do some research, because year 3 is already starting off banging. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the last live. It'll tell you what we got going on. But as far as your boy BG, I'm done. This video finito. I tried to keep it short, and we already finna be too long. I don't know. The video feel like it's almost 20-30 minutes. That's enough for me. We normally don't talk that much, but I had to get the point across. Should you start a cargo van business? You decide. I can just give you the numbers and the information. You got to do the rest. So yeah, with that, I'm about to right back in this house, this madhouse, because I know they still in there making content. Because why? They becoming a brand. They making themselves the brand. They building the brand. We over here getting it. It's just, do you want to get it with us? So I'm about to ride out. You stay safe. You stay blessed. Do your research. ADDIE model. We're going to start with that. I ain't going to give you too many at one time. I know some of y'all going to go look up LDM and all that. ADDIE model. Stick with it. And go do your research. Build your brand. I'm finna go back to go get my brand going some more, because I got to keep building too. So that's the end of this video, but another video will be coming soon. So whenever that next video come, you already know what I want you to do. Stay blessed. Go build. But until the next video, y'all stay blessed.